It's like all my life I've been around art. I've been an artist as long as I can remember, whether it's drawing with crayons and coloring books, doing finger paint with finger paint that my mom used to buy for me when I was a kid, you know, uh, getting to school, doing art and crafts and all that, man. It started in school, it started as a kid. I want to talk about a time when I was in like third grade, third or fourth grade at Pennypacker. My art teacher name was Miss Rudnick. Miss Rudnick. And this project she had us do involved cards, like a playing deck of cards. And she had us pick cards to paint, our own illustration of whatever the card was out of the deck we had. And I had a king. I picked a king card and painted it or drew it with the crayons. I don't even remember how I drew this picture, but the picture was so decent that it made it, well, it won a contest and it made it to the art museum. The art museum, and then it made it to the African American Art Museum, which, back in the days in 80, I think when I was in third grade, it had to be like 80, I don't know, fucking 80 something, 79. I don't even remember, but that's how long ago it was. And the African American History Museum was somewhere in a different location than where it is now. And it was more, more about art. It was more about actual artwork and pictures and sculptures and statues and stuff like that. Maybe artifacts and historical things, but African American art and artwork was a major focus. It's more like a museum now, or really like, I can't describe how it is now, but it's very different than what it was. But anyway, my picture made it into this museum. And I know it was there because I received a letter from the city when I was a kid. I remember I was like 9 or 10 when I got this letter telling me about, how the picture became successful and was hanging in the museum somewhere. Only thing is, I never got to see it myself hanging in whatever museum it was in. But it was verified that it was there by the letter. And also, when I finally got to Girard College, there was a fifth grade class that went to the museum, and people came back and told me they saw my my artwork hanging in there. So that was dope. It's still dope. Fast forward to maybe 3 years ago, I was down at the African American History Museum where it is now, which is, somewhere near Old City. And I don't think it's the same location where it used to be. But anyway, it's a different building. And I was there for Martin Luther King Day. And when I got inside, I started to ask people, I asked around because I was wondering where my painting, my picture ever wound up being. Do they still have it? Do they know where it is? But the people I talked to, they weren't real cooperative. They weren't helping me. They barely were listening to what I was saying. But I think I want to get on a mission to try to locate my artwork. If it's still in the city, if it's in the basement of the art museum or the basement of the African American History Museum or the basement of City Hall, or, did they send it back to Pennypacker? Who did they try to get in touch with me? I would like to know. If anybody know how I could track it down, help me out.